I'll say a little bit about policy. 5 years ago, I think it probably would have been fair to say there was no social innovation policy anywhere in the world, really. Now there's not very much, but there's quite a lot happening. And just to give you a flavour of that. So the White House had a social innovation office, quite a very small office, but it's been attempting to change behaviour of the federal government in the US. We have social innovation parks, one in Bilbao in Spain, one in Singapore. Social innovation exchanges I've talked about. There are quite a few now social innovation funds, countries like Australia, the UK, Netherlands. A lot of social innovation incubators of different forms, either buildings or investment-based. A very rapidly growing field of social venture intermediaries, which are really combinations of investment funds, skills, support. We did an analysis early this year in the UK and found about 100 in existence now just in the UK. It's a new field of finance. Social impact bonds is a new financing device whose main champion is Ronald Cohen, who created Europe's biggest venture capital fund back in the 70s or 80s, APAX. He now thinks social finance will follow the venture capital field as a huge new area of investment, and social entrepreneurs in residence, social value metrics. So a whole sort of battery of new sort of tools and devices. Nesta has a commercial portfolio and is actually an investor in now about 10 social venture intermediaries in the UK, all in the UK. So we are the main investor in intermediaries, as well as in experimenting with finance tools. We were doing this ahead of the creation of a new bank, which launches early next year. The government in Britain took all the unclaimed bank accounts. So if people die or forget they have a bank account, usually the banks just keep your money. And in Britain, the government decided to take that money from the banks and put it into a new bank to invest in the social sector. And that has an initial capitalization of about 800 million euro. So quite big. And I'm on the board of it. It hasn't started yet, but and we as Nesta trialed various financial products for this bank to invest in. So that the sector's becoming, say, quite big, quite fast. And I think the other side, which again Louise will talk a bit about Social Innovation Europe, is that over the last 2 or 3 years, I think some of the key figures in the European Commission have sort of got this agenda. Some people get it, some people don't. Barroso was one of the first to get it. In March, was it, we launched Social Innovation Europe in Brussels with President Barroso, the Commissioner for R&D, Mary Gagan-Quinn, who completely understands that this is the future of R&D, the Employment Commissioner, and Michel Barnier, Internal Market Commissioner, has become very engaged. And there is now a whole program of supporting social innovation policy and practice across Europe. Louise, again, she can talk about it, has come up with recommendations on finance, on measurement, on scaling. And if you haven't, just have a look at what's going on. There are the amount of activity right across Europe is extraordinary, and Estonia should be right in the forefront of this. You should be better placed to be shaping this agenda than the bigger, older countries. And this will translate into European funding. So many of the biggest funding streams are being reshaped with the social innovation side. The framework programs, FP8, will have a big social innovation element, regional funding, as well as DG Enterprise. And probably what's surprising is this has been led within the Commission more by DG Enterprise, the industry side, than by the traditional bits of Europe dealing with NGOs. And that's partly because of the influence of some big corporates who said to the Commission, this is key for Europe's economic future to get this field right. We mustn't simply think of, say, R&D as just about low energy light bulbs and the next generation of laptops or nanotech.